Welcome guys, indeed back to our Path of Exile playthrough. So we are in Act 6, we had just gotten here, but I wanted to go ahead and get some upgrades on our pieces of gear, and let me go ahead and show you guys what I've got, and I have the entire chat over here so you guys know that like I purchased these items for this price. But the only real important thing to do is get a setup where you happen to have at least 2 green and 2 blue. If you happen to have, you know, you're already set up with your skill, you're satisfied with it, it's okay. But I've been rocking this thing for way too long. So what I did is I purchased a helmet, and then I threw on a essence on it, and all it had, I bought it for 2 orbs of alteration, which are these over here, these ones. So I got this for 2, and it was white, but I just threw on a essence on it, and then I got lucky and it happened to roll life on it. The cold resist doesn't matter, we are way over capped on it, but I wanted it to have 2 green and 2 blue. I mentioned we need to swap off the added lightning damage a long time ago, and it's fine, we're finally doing it. So I'm going to put in added cold damage and ice bite as the support gems. I'm going to take our Eye of Winter and our Arcane Surge and put it in here and swap the helmet. Now those 2 gems, the added cold damage as well as the Ice Bite, if we want to go get them. If you're happy with your way your setup is, feel free to just keep it, but I just happen to want this. So Ice Bite is a support gem, so you just type in Ice over here and you can purchase it for an Orb of Chance, which more likely you have a few of those, and then added cold damage is right here. So just purchase both of those. They are going to, well, this one's going to start off at level 1, so it'll take a while. What it's going to do is added cold damage just adds damage. It's going to give us better numbers. Ice Bite, what it does is it grants us extra chance to freeze, and then they have 50% chance to gain a frenzy charge on killing a frozen enemy. A frenzy charge will grant us extra damage and speed, and like move speed and actual cast and attack speed, which is nice. And then it grants us additional cold damage per frenzy charge. So it has damage, flat numbers, and even more damage when we get these frenzy charges. We can get up to 3. You'll see these little like, actually I can show you really quick right now. All I have to do is kill like a few enemies. And you can see that we have more attack and cast speed and more damage. And it's really nice to have earlier on in the game. But I should have got this a long time ago, but again, sometimes your luck might be better than mine. I was just stuck with this thing for way too long. So that is something we did change. I also just happened to get a better belt. I think I identified this, and it's just better than the one we currently have. No big deal, then it gives us a little bit more strength, more numbers on the resistances, so I wanted that. And then I did purchase 2 other things. So first off, let me go ahead and put this up on the screen so I can explain what I got and like kind of how I got some of these. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is actually the Poacher's Aim Viridian Jewel. This and, well, this is the thing that I bought. I actually just bought this one. Like I said, it was 2 alteration, but it might cost like an alchemy. That's this item. We already bought it. I'm going to close that screen now. But yeah, just go to the Path of Exile trade website, and then like you search for a helmet that has, we wanted 4 link, we wanted 2 blue and 2 green, and I just hit search. But now I have the Poacher's Aim typed in. But this costed 1 Orb of Alchemy. I don't recommend you guys to get this right now, because I don't know if it works 100% of the time. I'm going to test it out, and I'm going to show you guys, but I'll explain what I'm going to try to do. So I bought this. It was 1 Orb of Alchemy. It's super cheap. Doesn't really matter, but let me show you how to search for this helm. So I would just type in like helm, helmet, 2 green, 2 blue, and then I just hit search. You can also change the level requirement. Like some of these might have a higher level requirement, so keep that in mind too, like this one. Yeah, we couldn't equip it right now because we're not that level. So keep that in mind too, depending on what your level is. But yeah, 2 green, 2 blue, and you can get it for relatively cheap. So that's how you get that. Now, I bought another amulet, specifically an amulet that has Vengeance Cascade. Vengeance Cascade to what's called Anoint is basically getting a skill without even putting your skill point into it. It basically gives you the passive off of the screen. It's kind of a really weird like thing to explain, but I'll kind of explain it as much as I can. So we want to get Vengeance Cascade. What the Vengeance Cascade does is it grants us extra projectile speed, but the most important thing is attacked projectiles return to you from final target, returning projectiles pierce all targets. So we're going to do something with Hydrosphere in a moment, and I'll show you guys when we gain the levels, because I'm going to need to gain a couple levels, but I'll explain what happens. We're going to throw an orb. It's going to be behind a target. We're going to throw our Eye of Winter, which pierces, and it's going to go through the enemy, hit the hydrosphere and then come back to us, so it basically like quadruples or even like it can 8x our damage. It's insane. It's something that I don't know if it works. So with this skill in particular, it works with other skills, but I don't know if it works with this. It's a new skill. That's why I wanted to explain it. I want to show you guys how to search for an anointed amulet because it's actually really, really ridiculous. So on the official Path of Exile website, this is not PoE.trade, which is the website that I always use and showed you guys, but this is basically the same. So what you want to do is you want to go over here to stat filters and you're going to type in allocates. And you want to click allocates and then the number without the parentheses additional. Then you want to type in vengeance cascade. Then you hit search. And then it'll show you amulets that have this. And again, this is relatively cheap. The only important thing is Vengeance Cascade. If you can get things that have health, whatever, that's great. I happen to get one that has health, so that's really good. But this is something important to mention really quick. So I acquired two of these newer items. Again, don't worry if you don't get these. I don't even know if it works, but I'm just explaining it to you guys. We're also going to pick up a couple gems. I'm going to get Hex Touch. I'm going to get Hydrosphere. And I want to get cast when damage taken. I can't exactly use all of these now, but you might because your luck might be better than mine. What I want to do is go pick up these gems, and I will go do it with you guys. So we're going to go to Act 4. Sometimes you'll have to go back to different acts to purchase these gems. Just kind of how it is. So give it a second to load in. And we're going to go to, hopefully I have the currency to buy it too, because I don't actually know if I have whatever's required. So we want to get Hydrosphere. Perfect, we can get it. I don't have room for it though, but this is something we'll definitely do in a moment. So we got Hydrosphere, and then I also need to grab a Hex Touch. Perfect. Oh, this one's kind of expensive, but I need it for the Hydrosphere to actually proc our Frostbite. So before we were casting it, where is it? Do I still have it? Or did we move it? Okay, so Frostbite, remember this is the curse or the hex that goes on the enemies that makes them have negative cold resistance. I'm going to now make it so, well, I want to. I can't do it yet. You might be able to do it now, which is awesome. So you throw down the Hydrosphere, and whenever this thing gets hit with an ailment, it will apply like an AoE damage. It's actually really cool. I'm going to actually have to drop something to put this in. I'm probably going to drop Frostbite because I can't, like... This will also apply exposure, which gives them negative resistance as well. I would like to have all three of these linked. Hex Touch, Frostbite, and Hydrosphere. So I throw out Hydrosphere, I'm going to hit it, and then it's going to like tick, and it's going to apply exposure, making them take more cold damage. And then with this setup, which I will need some skill points to put in, and I will show you guys what this looks like. But don't feel like you have to do this right now, because again, I'm not positive if it works or not. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully I can I swap this amulet? Oh gosh, that's gonna be rough. Okay, so we're actually going to need a couple levels. I actually need to gain another level for another dexterity point, which I'm going to put I need to put 1 point in here. Actually, I can take out this point. Do I need the strength for anything? Let me see. This is one thing that you got to do with Path of Exile sometimes is you have to manage your requirements. So, for example, I can take this out. Perfect. Okay, so all I need to do is gain one more level, and then I can drop these 2 skill points and connect this part, and then throw it into the extra dexterity. So then I'll be neutral on that. So yeah, we'll do that next level. Okay, so now let's go continue on Act 6 now that we have some extra stuff to play around with. And I got one divination card, so I want to show you how this works. So, Navali's in every single act. Some of these will require you to have multiple, like, stacks of the cards. Like, you're going to have, like, this one is 1 out of 1, but it might say, like, 1 out of 5. And when you collect all of them, what do you do with them? You take them to Navali, and then... Oh, wait, can you not actually trade cards yet? Okay, maybe... Wait, are you not... Maybe they don't think you're going to get a stack. Okay, normally you just go to her, and I think I could do it at the hideout, but I'll do it at the same pace that you guys might have access to it. So you just take it to her, and then you give it to her, and then she'll give you whatever's on the text for the item. But let me just throw these in my stash, and we will continue. I still would like to level these up if I can, but I'm going to put them here for now. So we are going to use Hydrosphere, and I'll show you what it looks like, and I'm going to use both of these, but again, we're going to have to swap out our amulet. So, first quest that we got to go and do the Brine King. So our quest that we want to do in here is going to be the Father of War, the Puppet Mistress, and the Cloven One. We don't have any of those tagged yet, so we're just going to venture off. But yeah, we're going to be getting some, we should be getting some insane amounts of damage very soon. So this is what Hydrosphere does. It's a little orb, and then it'll also tick. And you basically get to kind of control it. It's very fun. But at the end of the day, it's basically the same thing as the other one. But the Hydrosphere can be hit. As in, I will be hitting the Hydrosphere. What is this? Oh, it's just it's a chromatic orb. And if you didn't have any of the currency, feel free to turn your chromatic orbs. I actually traded 12 of them to get 2 orbs of alchemy. But yeah, I just picked up 2 more right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on our journey. I'm super excited to see if this build actually works. Like, this, if this thing works, it's going to be absolutely insane. Because what it does is it's going to make it so all the orbs that we shoot out, if they do return to us, I don't know in which direction. I don't know if it's on the final explosion or on the ones when they come out. It could easily quadruple, octuple our damage if it like works in the way where it all returns regardless of the angle. I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh, whoa, something hit me really hard right there. What the heck? Oh, we don't have our golems up. Oh. Well, let me summon our golems. We have... Okay. Where's our other golem? Okay, there we go. Oh, because you know what? Since I took out the gems, that's why we were taking so much damage. It's because we were taking so much damage. Steel skin, level that up. We just didn't have our minions to kind of help us aggro some other targets. So what we're going to need is a little, like, missing eye. What's this? Oh. Oh, I think it's telling us all the modifiers. Oh, okay. Let's grab our rewards. So you see that this one says 1 out of 6, which grants us a prismatic ring. I don't really care about that ring. Okay. So what do we got? So if he has nothing... Oh, there's something that you can do. You can actually make a level 1 character and just, like, redo, like, the very first, like, section of the game. And you can get a refresh on the NPCs, which is really cool. There's the little eye that we need to progress. We're going to take that eye, we're going to go into the fortress, and the fortress will grant us a skill point and open up something new called the Pantheon, which we'll get into. It's kind of like, it's almost like you're kind of absorbing a boss's power. I'm making it sound cooler than it is because it's just a small little like buff, but it's still cool. I wish that they were like way more impactful. So this is actually a very long stretch. Is it this way? Okay. Level up our added cold damage support. We'll get a lot more damage. Even if the damage is like lower now, the damage will be much, much higher as we level up our gem. Well, hello, Banish. Appreciate the raid, mate. How you doing? We're playing some Path of Exile. Okay, there we go. So this guy, he has a new mechanic. So we definitely need to get some fire res, but so when you see that there's these little like totems that get summoned, there's a little line that goes from the totem to him. You can't actually damage him when he's got his totems out. So you'll have to eliminate the totems before you can damage him. But our damage is really good, so he'll melt pretty fast. But in the middle there's a totem, and it's just going to basically have like a fire beam, and it's going to chase you all around. So you got to be careful.
wants for your blood no more.
And now we have our Pantheon, our first one. Can you guys see this? Let me make sure. You guys can see this, okay. So I'm just going to click over here, and it's going to grant us additional physical damage reduction. Actually, you guys can't see it. Let me move my face out of the way. So this is the only one we have. We have to actually return to our hideout to actually get it. But I'm just going to return to it. It's really not that big of a deal. Well, at least this one for us. But for some builds, certain ones can be very good. So what this does is it makes it so we only have the blue text right now. The other one, we have to capture a soul of something else, which will be later in the game. But we gain extra physical damage reduction if we stay still. It's not like we're going to be staying still for very long, but that's what that one does. So now let's go ahead and continue. Summon our Reaper guy again. And then I mentioned cast when damage taken. That's another gem I don't have the room for. But this will make it so I never have to cast my Steel Skin manually. It will auto cast when I take damage. And then that Hex Touch, that makes it so the supported skill will like do the Frostbite for me whenever it activates. Which is something I would like to put on that Hydrosphere, but we can't do it now. Oh, we don't have a build up yet. Undustus. I will make a build guide for it. It's just I want to make sure that everything works properly, specifically what I'm testing out right now. With the piercing and the projectiles coming back. You want Eye of Winter to be amazing? I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, do you not think my damage is good? Like, I think my damage is phenomenally great. And like, I'm still leveling up gems. This is on a 4-link right now. This is with all of the Elementalist nerfs as well. I mean, like, it's basically one orb is killing most of the thing. It's Frozen Orb. I know, dude. It's so good. All right, so one thing I'm going to do. So, like, keep in mind, you'll have a few refund points. There was a time where, like, I put 2 points in here, and I was like, okay, I want to go back. Feel free at any point. You guys can go back as well. I'm going to put 1 point in here, and then I'm going to refund these 2, and that's going to give me better efficiency. That's going to save me a point. At one point, we needed the strength for something, so that's why it's there. I can also throw this point into Dex, but I also want to get that projectile, which is going to require me to grab this. So in 2 levels, I will be able to, well, actually 1 level, because I just need the dexterity, because otherwise my build breaks, because I don't have the requirements. So yeah, we're going to put this jewel in. I want to show you how this jewel works, and it's going to give us increased damage too. So instead of at 1320, we now have 1343. So that's how you put a jewel in. That's all you got to do. And then we're going to put in this amulet, and we're going to see if it works. That's the moment of truth, because it's going to significantly increase our damage. But even if this doesn't, we're going to be getting Battle Mage in our helmet slot or as a staff, and it's also going to increase our damage by a lot. Am I Witch? So yes, we went Witch, and then we had Ascendancy of Elementalist, but you can also go Occultist. Those would be both good options. You can also play this build in a trap version, and you go Saboteur, but I don't really like trap builds. I don't like trap or minion builds. I've played them. It's just for my playstyle, I like to be the one that casts the things, if that makes sense. But traps have been good for so long, because it's like right before you fight the boss, you set up a bunch of traps, and everything pops, right? So it's really good from that. So we just got to continue on. And now we're in the lower prison, which the Trial of Ascendency is in the prison in Act 6. So we're also going to be solving a trial, and we're going to ascend a second time. You get to ascend 4 times. They were doing the damage on POB. I mean, you need 3 of the shards to hit to get the same amount of damage as you would with a Freezing Pulse. And Freezing Pulse has been like, you know, a pretty decent skill for a while. You can scale that thing up to get, you know, millions of DPS as well. So I think it comes down to just figuring out what support gems work for it. I mean, I think it works pretty good. The Reaper feels a little bit underwhelming right now for me, which is the pet that we have, but I'm not going Necromancer, so I actually watched a video, it was recommended to me, and apparently Reaper is not worth it. Like, they were doing Awaken level gems, and they had a level 28 Reaper, and it was still not up to par. Especially since it messes up your other minions too. And like right now, I don't even have my exposure. I don't have the frostbite. Like, we're missing a lot of stuff to get massive extra damage, and we're still doing really good, so I'm not worried about the build's performance at all. Unless, like, we're talking about, like, boss potential. And then, if my thing works, like I think it does, I'm just gonna hit fast forward. Oh, by the way, you can skip the delirium. Like, you can make it end faster. Alterations, that's fine. So with this, I'm just gonna go super fast. This is kind of like the same one, but just a little bit harder. Okay, we got kind of lucky on that, but if we get hit, it's whatever. Solving this trial. Hello, Blood. How you doing, mate? What's good? The Eye of Winter. It's really good. I was worried more about how the thing felt versus the actual like thing not doing enough damage, because like there's no way they can make it that bad, right? It's mostly how it feels. I feel like just in general, you can make everything in Path of Exile good enough to complete most of the content in the game. It's like, how much time are you willing to invest to make something good? For me, I usually don't give up on a build till I hit level like 95. Then I'm like if I can't make it good by level 95, then I start looking at other people's build and like, okay, you know, what is he doing on his build that maybe I can try to do? Because I try to go in by myself. The reason why is I want to know if, like, you know, is my brain still good, Kappa? And so far, it's been pretty good. I mean, I've been using weird stuff. I was using lightning damage for so long. I don't even have any, like, damage flasks at this point. Like, we'll be good. I'll pick up these. Get that armor strap.
When I'm ready, I'm not
right.
Glad to see you.
We don't have a roll on him. You know what I'm thinking? Actually, you can go to Act 1 and all the NPCs will be there. I think it might be faster if you want to. Just always skip out and trading with them. Go back after a while. Ooh, that's nice. That's a storm cloud. Yeah, it's good for leveling up. And I do want to make a lightning bow build. So heck, that is absolutely awesome and perfect. There's a new lightning arrow skill that like throws down these like lightning coils. They did buff it. Oh, you're talking about Eye of Winter? Yes, it did get buffed. It got 100% extra damage on the length of it, like when the shards like explode. Or it's what's the exact wording on it? It's up to 200% more damage by the time they dissipate. Which I'm kind of just throwing them like directly at them. So, I mean, as far as that goes, it's probably going to be good once we get this level up. We're going to see, guys. It's the moment of truth right now. Does it actually work? Does it actually work? Okay. All right. Putting the skill points into the extra dexterity because I needed it for my amulet. Swap into this. And we're going to throw Hydrosphere. And we have to... Okay, it's only going to be able to be seen on bosses, though, to be honest. Unfortunately, things will probably die too fast. I can't see it. Okay, it's only going to be something we'll see on bosses, so... Let me see. Let me see on this. I can't even see. Okay. Can you guys see a spike coming back towards me? I don't know if this works. Okay, so, like I said, I don't know if it works. The projectile is supposed to pierce an additional target, but I don't even know if you're supposed to get that or if you have to get... Where the heck is it? Is it all the way down here? Projectiles pierce an... There's pierce an additional target? Is that the exact wording? projectiles pierce and additional target. And you only want 1 pierce. Yeah. Oh, wait, you know, I can... Do I have freezing pulse, actually? Because that would be much easier to visually see. The thing is this has so many ice shards that shoot out. It'll... Yeah, it's just too hard to see. But the reason why I wanted it for bosses is how it's going to work is... I throw it behind the boss so it pierces the boss, and then once it pierces the boss, it then hits the hydrosphere, activating the final attack for the skill. And then it comes back to me, and since I sandwich my the boss in between the hydrosphere, it just the projectiles explode and they come all the way back. And it's just fantastic. Okay. But our crit chance is significantly low. Our crit chance is only 7%. Which is fine. It doesn't really need to be that high. I mean, we will get it much higher when we get our lightning golem. But I might just want to go chaos golem. Because we get 1 more golem on our tree. Unless I want to get Anima Stone, which is kind of an expensive item, usually. Like, we couldn't afford it now. Oops. But yeah, I'm not sure if the whole thing counts as 1 projectile, because it's not shooting an orb back to me. It would only be the little things that come out as a projectile, right? But this might be able to be our test over here.
I shall not suffer this humiliation again.
Oh, like I said, I need this behind it. I mean, we're doing good damage anyways, but I can't see if it's working or not. Too much just visual clutter. Ooh, he hits really hard. Jeez. Because this adds another layer of like what I would consider depth to the game, right? So he almost one-shots us. But like I said, they've scaled the game to be a little bit harder anyways. And that's probably just, you know, part of it. Okay. And then so we will go continue. Go to the Warden's Chamber. If you remember, this is where Brutus was originally, because he got rebuilt. He's like Frieza, he kind of comes back a couple times. Alright. So we gotta do the Father of War. We already did the Father of War and the Puppet Mistress are the last 2 quests for this act.
When I'm ready and not before.
So this one, we probably want some extra fire res.
The soul drinker.
So we got it's easy over here. Nope. Yeah, I want to say it's usually to the right. Valley of the Fire Drinker, this is what we want to do. We're going to skip out on this. Just grab that. Ooh, a little bit of lag. Woo! We don't have enough fire resistance, really. We got a Cluster Jewel. No, he was just like, nope. So yeah, our fire resistance could be a lot better. We only have 24, which is actually super low. Dang, that hits for ridiculous amounts. I know I only have like a low amount of fire res, but jeez. They really scaled up the damage on that. Like, the idea is to try to dodge those, but like, honestly, they're pretty fast. Surprised by that damage, to be honest. There, talk to him. Oh, there we go. And then we can either get reduced fire damage taken while moving or unaffected by burning ground. Honestly, both of the things are kind of meh for us. We're going to get different ones, so it doesn't really matter. You can put the point into whatever you want. But it also will grant us a skill point. So the last one is going to be the Puppet Mistress, which we just got to keep on going up. It looks like one of the golems died. Okay, we're good. Sometimes, even though the golems are supposed to be summoned 4 seconds later after they sometimes just don't summon.
Does it work?
What are you doing? God drag you to damnation if you're gonna stand by and let this happen to me, to us.
Okay. So she'll tell us, well, we'll go get our quest.
It doesn't matter what he'll do to me now. It's what he'll do to Raycast.
Okay, so we can go back and grab our skill point after we get to the next checkpoint. I believe it's this way. It should be like just upwards, yeah.
Oi! Over here. Itching for me to lose another limb.
I love watching that little ball move too. So you can see it like it activates every. It's 0.4 seconds unless you upgrade it. You can get a special version of it. I mean, honestly, getting the projectiles to pierce for 2 isn't really that bad anyways. Like, I might just keep that. I just don't know if this even works. I could visually see it with Freezing Pulse much better, so I will probably do that. Oh, so we've got the Haggle. I don't want any of these. I want to re-roll him, because I don't really want any of the other things that he's offering. There we go, now we're in the forest. So once we get the waypoint, we'll go back to town. We'll get the... what's this one do? Alright, let's go. Rarity, can we get both of these off one? Okay, there we go.
Serious danger, I see.
So we can't go out. Oh, we can go out to here, I guess. So then it shows, oh, we got another one now. Oh, so as we progress, it looks like we get more of those little detonator nodes. I'm guessing the further that you go out, it might get more and more difficult. But what we should do is try to get some items with resistance. Specifically, our gloves and our... Oh, we know what we should... Oh, you know why we died to Abrath really fast? Okay, I'm going to swap this out. Because I want this. Is because we're running Nomic Storm. We actually take a huge amount. We take 15% increased damage while we're full. So if we're full, it will do a massive amount of damage to us.
I'll sing of you.
So that's going to make us get one-shotted very often. But the reason why I got them is because I want the movement speed. So I'm willing to die a couple times during a campaign to move like 20% faster. I think it overall is worth it. Now, if you guys don't really like dying, because I know sometimes a lot of people will watch streamers and they'll be like, dude, you suck if you die. And like, you could go way more tanky and you will complete the game way slower. It is worth it to die in the campaign a lot. Well, depending on how many times you're dying. As long as you're able to, you know, kill pretty much everything. You maybe die a couple times on a boss fight, with the exception of like the major act bosses. Like on the act bosses, if you die 5 or 6 times, it honestly doesn't matter because your DPS will be so much better than someone that is playing like a build that like they're trying to make it for hardcore where like you just never die.
Hail.
When I'm ready and not before.
Still pretty low on like the actual currency though. Alright, now we got the waypoint. Go use this, go back, and grab a skill point. And we'll finish off the last point to get extra. There's like a spell block or something along the lines of that. So we talk to this guy. He'll give us something, but we have no room. We did get a unique item. This is the Midnight Bargain, so it will be able to give us some extra skeletons and stuff. I'm probably not going to use that, but I'm going to get rid of all the other things. This I'm going to keep for my other build. And we can identify this. So this is a cluster jewel. I'll kind of explain these later, but I will identify it just to see what it grants us. So it grants us a another node, increases our spell damage or cast speed and interruptions. That's actually like okay, but I'll explain what these do a little bit more later, as it's a little bit more complex, and I want to like show you guys it properly, and I can't right now. I want to throw these in here. Actually, I want to see what these rolled on it. Oh, attack speed and fizz. Okay, that was nice. I just don't like all these different forms of like currency for the league mechanic specifically. There's just too many of them. Honestly, I could probably use that now. I do like the remove bleed. Use for 200. We don't have that much life anyways. I'll just do this later. And just sell this.
Hello.
We get the Aberrath reward. That's a skill point. And yeah, we have like an extra spell block. We actually should probably get some more life. In fact, I should probably get the... Right now, I could probably use the extra fire resist and the extra lightning resist because we have like no items right now. But I do want to grab this because it's going to give us spell block, and we also get 15% more damage and extra block chance. So it'll be nice. And then next, we're going to actually start pathing towards this area to grab. We're going to grab some life nodes. It's going to take us a little bit, but we get extra cast speed. I'm going to go all the way down here. We're going to grab some of these, and we're actually going to be getting, there's a really nice staff block one. Where is it? It's somewhere around here. This one. 600 armor if we've blocked recently. And if we're going to be blocking about half the attacks towards the end game, it's going to be really nice. There's also glancing blows here, which is really good. Sometimes I like to spec into that and then I unspec it. So what it does is it grants us a huge chance to block. Right now our block attack is 7%, our block spell is 15%. We have a corrupted item that has no block chance on it, which normally they will roll it. But we're going to be getting an item that will have like
Farewell.
a decent amount. So we're talking to Tarkly. Oh, look, there's a decent helm right here. Heck, this could maybe replace this one if it rolls good enough. We got... Nope, no life. It does have fire resistance, which I kind of need. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm thinking about actually getting extra resistances. There's a few nodes for resistances over here, so we can get these two. These are like big ones, and on top of that, they give us extra damage with whatever type. We will actually end up scaling at some point. We're gonna get some massive amount of fire damage with our battle mage setup, but there's also a few extra resistance nodes over here, which can be nice, but. Over here, this is elemental penetration. Where is it? This one's 12 LE res. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to path over here. We're going to grab these two, and then I'm going to also grab... actually, this is not bad either. But we will end up going over here, and we will grab this. This is really good. 50% extra elemental damage. It's pretty nice. But yeah, I want to get a little bit more life now. We're kind of scaling defenses and... offensive abilities at the same time. Like over here we recently got, that was our last big node, which was increased spell damage while we have a staff, which we're using. But what I just threw on was a granite flask. It gives us extra armor. So right now our physical damage reduction is 22%, but if I pop this, we're at 50% damage reduction for physical, which is really nice. So we need to go and Puppet Mistress. Is it this way? Okay, there we go. Gems leveling up, nice. I love freezing things because it just makes your survivability just go up. Like, if they're not moving,
Good. Does it work?
we don't even need to have any HP. We'll be good to go. Looks like we're taking about... I'm checking our, like, survivability. Because since we died on the boss, I was like, whoa. I think they just scaled the bosses way too high in this most recent patch. I think what they need to do is make the bosses a little bit weaker and make the enemies, like the base enemies, like the trash mobs, a little bit stronger. I think that'd be a fair thing to do. So for this area over here, we got to kill the Puppet Mistress. We got to kill these two nests at the bottom. Actually, it's either 2 or 3. Woo, level up again. Watch out for those pods as they explode. And then watch out for the ground too. It's kind of hard to dodge everything sometimes, to be honest. There we go. I actually don't know. Oops, I didn't even put that. We got 2 skill points. Nice, even better. So I'm still kind of debating on getting that 15 resistance because it's kind of nice. This one also gives us additional, but like I want to path out and grab the extra 12, and then we get extra LE damage. There's just like multiple things that I want to grab, and this will be just, I think, overall. Oh, you know what? We didn't talk to Sin. So we got a different one. This one makes so life flasks gain charges if we haven't used one recently. I actually like that one a lot. I should have equipped it. So just the life flask. It doesn't work with all of them. But we're going to actually go back into town. And we're going to go to the next area. So that one was just for the skill point. And that's the last skill point for this act.
Farewell. Farewell.
Bam. And we got it. And we can go put another point in. So extra damage, extra cast speed. And our minions will do more damage too, which is kind of cool. But realistically, they're really not doing the damage here. So yeah, we're going to do the Brine King. So we're going to go back to Riverways. And we're going to go head a little bit towards the right. And we're going to be fighting one of the coolest looking bosses in the game. Because I think the boss battle looks cool. But it's going to hit for cold damage, so we'll be okay. The last one was fire damage. If you want to, you know, I could have done, and if you really don't want to die, you can equip a ruby flask. You can go buy one of them. There's a flask for each type of resistances. I mean, these boots should probably be removed also if you don't want to die. But they let us move so much faster. Actually, one of these grants us 22 LE res. And then, hopefully, pretty soon, we can get a 5-link. We'll replace our armor, look for what's called an ambush. It's a really nice armor. It's super cheap too. And as time goes on, a lot of these items that I'm mentioning, they will all shoot down in price. Because people get them for like leveling and then they don't need them anymore. But yeah, I mentioned that I do want to get that freezing pulse to test out if this even works. Because if it doesn't work, then I'm kind of wasting my amulet slot right now. You know what? Is it up here? There is one area, I think. Like, I'm just like, wait, why did it looks like it goes down, but then it goes up. It could be this one. It's because they updated the game and they didn't update the map to match. Is it here? I think it is. See, because the projectile is supposed to... Ooh, it's supposed to go all the way... I think we can drop the hybrid flask at this point. I just need the other flask to remove bleeding. Oh, our Reaper died. So yeah, unfortunately, he's not very strong either. But the League mechanic is not giving me, like, currency. Additional gem, like, I don't care about additional gem. Quantity, okay, let's throw that one down. Increase pack size. Shut that one down. So how far out does this go? I mean, I'm assuming you want to get all of these.
That's all of them.
Alright, let's go.
I need more mana.
Stay safe.
There's
When I'm
so
ready,
much
and not before.
this time. We got a lot of the in-game, like, League currency. This guy doesn't have anything still, but maybe we can refresh him.
Let's deal.
Oh, we do have a refresh, finally, because, like, these items are terrible, like, for us.
Stop.
And nothing good. There is a 4 link, but and I could get it, but it's not exactly what I want. Oh, this grants us cold, lightning resist, and life. It's actually not too bad. But it doesn't grant movement speed. If the boots don't have movement speed, they're actually almost worthless in Path of Exile for the most part. Like, you can get, like, some of the best boots in the game for so cheap if they don't have movement speed. Because no one wants them. And it makes sense. But hello, Argis, how you doing, mate?
The Brine King. His time has almost come.
Okay. So we just gotta go through the caves. In fact, this is basically the Act 1 caves, but a little bit modified. As we're in Act 1 again.
Hurry, you're a monster. Seems risky.
So what is the area? 49, 151. At 52, we get to use one of the best in slot staffs, but we can't use it right now because we can't afford it.
Stay safe.
And we don't need to go check his inventory. I think they should refresh every like time that you want. Like every time you do it, you should be able to refresh at least once. I think that's like fair. Do we pick up that flask? Oh, it is just that one. That guy was actually pretty tough. Alright, more skill point. Nice. Getting some more life. Just something we probably have been kind of neglecting a little bit. But so there's a Sapphire Flask. We can pop this for the boss too. Oh, 2 Stone Ring. Oh, I would definitely want to see if we can Fire and Cold. All Elemental and additional cold. Why is everything giving me cold resistance, game? I think... Oh, do I... This is Fire and Lightning. That's like our only Fire and Lightning, right? Oh, wait, this one gives us more? Oh. What else does it grant us? Oh, it's because it gives us 13 to all elemental resistances. What else does this one give? 40 max life? I'll take the 40 life. The reason why is, like, the life works on everything.
When I'm ready, and not before.
But every time our golems are leveling up, too, that's going to increase our stats. And it's getting multiplied times, like, 3. It's going to be, like, at 300%. Our damage is still really good. Because when your damage isn't good, that's when you have to rethink things. But if you're just dying, I think that dying is a lot easier to fix versus damage. I think we actually need to go up. So we will go do that. Oh, you know what? It might be right here. That little sliver. Oh, no. What about right here? Oh, okay. We'll go all the way around. But yeah, if we can get that cast when damage taken with the steel skin, that will make my life a lot easier. Then I don't have to left click. See, the staffs always roll with this. Do I have essence? I'm just gonna throw an essence onto it if I get one. What is it? Fort red? Oh, never mind. You know what? I don't really want it. I'm not gonna try to like recolor it. But then I'm thinking about when are we actually gonna get another staff, and it could be a while before we get like a really good staff. So how this works over here in the beacon is we're just going to be waiting for this thing to come by, and we gotta stay inside the circle. If we stay outside of it, it goes backwards. So don't stand outside of it. But it's really easy as a caster. When you're playing melee, I hate this thing. Because like there's gonna be an enemy that's like outside. Okay, that one's done. Now we're gonna do the next one. Oh, this has no like requirement? Oh, it said 33, never mind. I was gonna be like, I can save this for my other character.
Thank you very much.
Ooh, 1 Chaos Orb. The staff that we want, it costs about 5 Chaos Orbs. In maybe a couple days. Right now it's about 30, but like I mentioned before, things will start shooting down in price. Like it was 100 the other day. Well, it's yesterday because it was like day 1. It went from 100 to 50 to 30, and it's just gonna go down from here. So I didn't actually use a Chaos Orb yet, but I'll explain what it does. So it will reroll a yellow item complete, like all the stats on this completely will change. The sockets and everything will stay the same, but we still have like the base item type, so it will roll on whatever the item is. It's really it's a decent way for some people to craft. Most people won't like chaos spam. It's a nightmare to try to get the thing that you want by chaos spamming. It's just super unrealistic to get like a good set of rolls that you want on the item. Like if you're looking for one thing, maybe. I still wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend you guys use any of them for crafting either. Like just random spamming. The reason why is it's absolutely a waste. You can get like a pretty decent item for 1 Chaos Orb. Another level up. Nice. We get that big health node, so basically 1495 to 1640. Nice. So I mentioned before you can get Flask, like we got that Sapphire Flask. That's extra 20% less cold damage taken. That's pretty big. Now our cold resistances are 75. We have 207 cold resistance, which is like absolutely unnecessary. But like, okay, one thing that I think this league did, because I'm going to make like a video review of like this league. Talismans should have been buffed. Essences should have dropped a lot more often. The league mechanics should be way more rewarding. It should not clog up your inventory. Like, I feel like I could make this league so much better instantly, and they're real easy fixes, too. Because, like, legitimately, all the low-tier essences, we're not going to be using any of them.
Too much clutter.
Very soon, like, unless you're talking about very high-tier essences, all these low-tier essences, they're, like, worthless. And if they drop in the game, like, super late, then there's no point to get them, right? If that makes any sense. I'm not even reading the thing. I hope they're not, like, completely immune to cold.
Hail!
Can we get a reroll? Nope.
Don't give up.
Because I think we've only gotten 2 Chaos Orbs this whole time we played. And normally it would be like, in Ultimatum, I don't know, we probably have like 30 at this point. Which kind of inflated the market price for them. But I didn't really mind. Because they're still like useful at the end of the day. It's one of them. Okay, so 3 makes me immune to chill and freeze.
And not before.
Oh, this circlet looks pretty nice. Oh, we've got corrupted blood on us. When you see that like you're bleeding, it almost looks like it's bleeding, but the icon is a little bit different. There's something called corrupted blood, and it's just like, it's like uber bleed. It just makes you take more damage. You will eventually get a jewel that
So courageous.
you will at least want to get a jewel that says corrupted blood can't be inflicted on you, and then you just ignore the mechanic completely.
You see, His Majesty could never be satiated on his wedding day.
So this is Nessa, if you remember her from Act 1.
Thank you.
She's a mermaid now.
I shall always treasure your company.
Oh, psych, she's actually the Brine King. Oh, he still hits really hard. I think that's from physical damage. Yeah, you can't damage him anymore. So, during this phase, don't stand inside of those things that explode. It's pretty easy to dodge, though. There we go. Our damage is insane. We just threw like 3 or 4 and then he's right back into this phase. It will get tinier though. There we go. I forgot to put it on that flask, but like, for me, this boss mechanic's like super easy because I've done it. But like, if you get hit by one of those, it probably will kill you. I don't have the I don't think I have the health pool to survive. Oh, well, we killed them, but at the same time, we also died. We have no room for it. Alright, well, we'll grab this thing anyways. Alright. That was kind of unfair that we died at the very end. But like I said, don't worry if you die. Heck, I'm dying. I've played this game so many times. I used to have the mindset of like, you know, if the person dies, then they're probably bad at the game. But it's really not true. Like, it's so much faster if you just get the damage. Hey, we're in the new act. That was actually like 1 hour like straight, and like I took a long time to explain a lot of things at the very beginning. But yes, we're done with it. So now we have the next act. Talk to Helena. Talk to everyone real quick. So exclamation marks go away. Oh, and we're going to be getting a new mechanic to show you next part of our play session. But for now, I don't know if we really need to buy anything other than I would like to get a 5 link. I want to see if I can buy one. So yeah, you know what? We're only like an hour in here. Let me actually, well, I know it's exciting to see the unique items. So let's see what it is. It's Storm Prison. It grants us an extra power charge and a chance for a power charge on kill. Increased spell damage. It's a good, really low level item. So I usually just throw it in the guild stash, and then if anyone wants to pick it up, it's all yours, man. That's what I usually do with a lot of the low level stuff, because like, yeah, I could go sell it, but it's not gonna, it's not like a super expensive item. Plus, it helps out people a lot that are in the guild. Let's go sell all these items real quick, and then I'm going to show you kind of what we're looking for in terms of our item. Life, strength, unfortunately no resistances, and that's what I need. I picked up that flask to show you guys, but I didn't even equip it. But yeah, you equip it and you push the button just like you would. I think you guys can figure that out. Oh wait, the amulet's not that bad. Wait, it gives us dex and 10 to all res, and life and mana. Not too bad, not too bad. But I don't really need it. We don't need accuracy for this anyways. Increased fire damage, not going to be really useful right now. The 2-stone ring was kind of okay.
Keep your life to your own.
Okay. Now, oh, we still, like, it still looks like our inventory is cluttered. Like, with so much stuff. And it's because of the league mechanic. So yeah, we have, what do we have for currency to spend? We got 2 alks and 1 chaos orb. Probably not enough to get anything, I'm going to be honest. If I got rid of, maybe, I don't know what the ratio, maybe 20. I think we need 20 of these to get 1 chaos orb, I think. Let's go check. Let's go check at least for some armor. So let me show you kind of what we're looking for. So, and I'll show you the item that if you struck gold, you got a really good item or you got really good luck. Let me show you what you can buy, and you're gonna get insane amounts of DPS. So, first things first, I kind of keep this as a tab. I just kind of refresh it once in a while. Oh, sweet! There's one right here. It is it's 1. It's 1. This one's 1. Level 56 required. What are we? 52. I'm just probably gonna snag this up real quick because a lot of these things can go relatively quick. So I'm gonna go purchase this one if I can. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? Oh, we don't even have the strength required for it. So I forgot to check that. I just saw that it was 1 chaos orb, but I'm like, I want to buy it right now. I'll fix the strength or whatever I need by getting 1 point into it. Yeah, if I get the 30 strength, which I can grab just real quick. Sometimes you grab some item and you use it temporarily. Like, this isn't our end game. Because why is everything cold resistance too? No health on it either. But what we actually want, let me actually show you. What we want is called Ambu's. Ambu's charge. And if we can get it 5 linked, these are pretty cheap too. The reason why I like it is it gives us really good stats. 12, okay, no one's paying 12 chaos for a 5 link. But it gives us massive amount of lives, 15 to all resistances, and then we get an endurance charge, which reduces our physical damage taken when we get hit. It also grants us a good amount of energy shield. It's a really good item. Not for this price though. There's like, I don't know why this is so expensive. It is incredibly expensive though. But this guy didn't respond. It's fine. I can't even use it anyways. Pretty much that's the only one that I would really want. I can't even afford anything else. I can maybe gather up some of my resources and trade for like 1 chaos orb. But this is the item that we want, and I'm going to refresh this one, and let's see if it went down in price. So it was 35, now it's 30. Like I said, every single like few hours, it's going to get lower and lower, and that's just kind of how Path of Exile goes. Except for the top of the tier. Some things can rise up in price, but this is the item that you want, Martyr of Innocence. It grants us Battle Mage, which all the damage gets added to our spells, and that's where the fire damage, like all of it. And we're gonna look at this block chance. So we get 18% block and another 14%, and that's gonna, it's like over 30 extra% chance to just block the damage. We just don't take it. It's a huge extra boost to survivability and damage. But what I'm probably gonna do now is scout out. Let me actually go, and I'm going to move this down to 1 And 2. I need 2 blues because I have to have one of the other ones. And let's see if we can find something that's kind of within the same or around the same price range. I'm gonna put like 130 in the arm. Was it 129 is how much armor we have, or strength. So you can put the what are the requirements? Let me see. Where's the requirements? Where the heck is it? Oh, here we go. Maximum strength 129. And then we can put in like our dexterity, which is 81. And we also have to check, does this grant us strength or anything? Oh, this also granted us strength. So we have to minus 37 from whatever this number is. So it's like, let's put 90 strength as a requirement. Oh, was it 60 dex? We have like no dex, right? 60 dex? Oh, 81. 81 dexterity. And we hit search. And we see what kind of comes up. So this is also around the same price. 1. Okay, this one actually gives us life, which is good. Increased mana. Do I want it? It gives us evasion and shield. I kind of prefer armor and shield, but at least it gives us shield. I mean, honestly, if there's one with like 30 fire res, that's kind of what we want. We can also just get like a blank one, and then we can just throw an essence on it, and then it automatically becomes yellow. You can also use an orb of alchemy, but like honestly, there's nothing too exciting right now, so I'm just gonna say we don't need to get anything right now. Sometimes it's better just to wait. You can. What I do usually is I keep it on my other monitor, and every like basically do a quest or two, then I refresh to see if there's any deals. But I definitely want to replace these. That could be a good thing to look at, as I definitely want more resistances, and this does grant us dexterity. So it's kind of a pain because I'm gonna need to get boots with dexterity, and well, let's do this right now, because you guys might have bought this, and it's gonna make you take more damage, and at this point we kind of need some extra resistances. But it's up to you. I'm probably not gonna keep it, but because I'll be a good teacher here, I'll show you what you want. So I mean, ideally we'd have more links, but the priority is really to get the extra fire resistance. So what we're looking for is fire resistance, lightning resistance. And then we have to have movement speed. Like I will not get something with less than 20, but get what you want. And then you want life. That would be like, that's like the good amount that you want. And you want to put at least like 10 life in here. Otherwise it's going to be like the life that you gain off of strength. It's going to count that. So you can sort by like, I want the one with the most life. I want the one with the most whatever. Although this is, we also need to put this in. We go to 1 and then type in Chaos Orb. That's going to make it so it's just going to show things that are 1 Chaos Orb and under. And we have some that are like 1 Alch. Ideally, let's go ahead and... So now we see we have 200 results. I'm just going to keep on putting in stats that I want until I get what I want. So if I want, like, if I can get 3 linked blues, I want this. I'll actually buy it for the Hydrosphere. Sweet. There we go. Fire and lightning resistance, movement speed, rarity, strength. This the plus strength won't be bad, because remember, I'm going to lose a bunch of strength with this. Both of these cost 1 Chaos Orb, though. But this will technically give us a huge amount of damage, right? Because we're going to get Frostbite, Hex Touch. So the orb will then start casting it'll start casting these on it, which is going to be awesome. And then, oh, these are 4. This one's, you know what? I'm probably just going to, oh, it's only, you know, the resistances are pretty bad on it. It's 9%. Like, it's really bad. Honestly, if you drop the movement speed, you get way better boosts. I don't want anything right now. You know, I'm just going to forego it. What else can I replace? Maybe my gloves could be replaced. I mean, it does add some damage, but overall, this is probably something better to replace. And heck, I just go over here, type in gloves. Now, obviously, gloves don't have movement speed. Well, actually, there are maybe some exceptions to this rule, but generally, gloves don't have increased movement speed. So this is what I'm going to search for. And we're going to see what else we get. 3 linked blues. Oh, what do we have currently in this? Health of Ice and Flame Dash. Okay. I mean, ideally, we get some better boosts just for the linkage as well. But yeah, this doesn't even grant us life, does it? No. And wait, does this grant us dex? Okay. Which gives us strength, which honestly we kind of need as well. Actually, if I drop this... Okay, nothing breaks. That's a good thing to do before you buy something, because sometimes you'll buy something and you're like, oh, I can't even make good use out of it. So this gives us a decent amount. We're like, is it 17 and 16? And right now, we have like none. Don't worry about chaos resistance right now. We don't even need to worry about that till like way later. But if there's any like cast speed, like I would be willing. Okay, so there's only 6 results. This is what I recommend. Just look at all 6 of them to kind of compare. So accuracy doesn't really help us. Extra energy shield, that's kind of nice. That 69 to life is looking good. It's kind of low in the resistance department. So what we can also do is just click on the total, and this one has like 30 resistance. Oh, this one has 30 and 20. That's pretty good. Let's see what about fire resistance. What's the most fire resistance we can get? 22. Make sure you click on the total, because sometimes it'll be 2 numbers that add up. Like it'll be fire resistance plus all resistance, and that can mean a lot more. I actually need lightning resistance more than anything. I mean, this one's probably the better one. But this one is 4 linked, and I value that. The double added damage to attacks is kind of cute too, but it doesn't really help us. But sometimes you can also think about the future, like if I want to sell this, could I sell this for 1 chaos a lot easier than this? Absolutely, because it has double damage rolls on it, and it's 4 linked versus 3 linked. So people do search out for, you know, more things. But the amount of life is pretty trash on it. Whereas the max amount of life, let's see what we can get. We get 69 life. So it kind of just depends on what you want as well. But for me, I'm just going to skip out on this. I would like to get this. Eventually, oh, look, it's 28. Hey, like I said, as time goes on, it'll go down. By the time maybe we can afford it, it'll hopefully be like 10, maybe 15. But I don't know. It's taking us a long time to get currency here. But don't worry about that. The first thing you want, get a 5 link. You'll get way more damage with this. And I'm going to prioritize getting this first. I don't know. Actually, if I remove this also. Okay.
I've not the muscle for that.
Oh, okay. So if we take off this, we will lose out on steel skin. That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I'll go buy another steel skin, or I think we ended up buying another steel skin and using it and leveling up because we ended up having too much strength or whatever, or not enough strength. So we'll do that as well. I'm gonna try to prioritize getting one of these, and I'm gonna refresh these every like 5 minutes. And so in the next part, if we do buy one for like the 1 chaos, the 1 currency that we have, I'll let you know. And I'm gonna test this out a little bit more because visually it's kind of confusing. It could still be working, it could be not working properly because they dissipate, and they might be dissipating before it counts the pierce. And we'll mess around with it. I'll tell you if the Vengeance Cascade is OP and it's like worth actually getting or not. But anyways, thanks for tuning in for this part, and I'll see you guys in the next part very soon. But anyways, drop a like on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.